Afternoon, sixth grade. It's Mr. McCaffrey, your sixth grade counselor, and we're going to have another Wildcat wellness lesson today out of second step. If um, if you remember the past few weeks, we've done a lot of goal setting and the markers to place to reach your goal and how to measure it and how to know if you're on the right track. And those are lessons and skills that we really want you to implement outside of school, because these lessons and also what your teachers are teaching you, it's not just meant for school. A lot of it, how to learn or how to write a paper, that's going to be things that benefit you beyond just right now in middle school. And especially these Wildcat wellness lessons. These are SEL lessons, we call them social emotional learning. And if you were to research that topic at all, you'll see that it's a very, very big movement towards social emotional learning with your generation, because we understand there's so much coming at you on the social medias and in the news, and there's a lot of negativity and there's a lot of positivity out there too, but it does seem there's almost an overwhelming amount of you know negativity and bad things happening. And we just want to encourage y'all, to learn some skills of how to handle these situations and how to handle things that can bring you down emotionally. And that's a big thing of Wildcat Wellness. So the previous weeks were about goal setting and how to overcome obstacles. These next few lessons will be about bullying, which is an extremely important topic, especially in middle school and high school. And as you get older, the hope is that it fades away, because when you become adults, you realize the importance of treating others with respect. And, that's what we want to really, really focus on with you students, because I was talking to some teachers last night, and this is actually a rare time that I re-record a video, but I did want, after talking with teachers, I had some additional ideas I wanted to put into this, and some additional thoughts that I wanted to put in this video. And, we're waiting for that positive movement. We're waiting for that generation that's just going to bring positive vibes, because the past few, it seems there's a lot of negativity, especially through social media. Or things that aren't there to support each other, because it's hard to do things alone, and we know you students have a lot going on at home, and you need a support system. And that's what we want you to feel at school. We want you to feel that me, the cyber, your teachers, we want you to feel your friends, we want you to feel supported, because we can achieve more together than when we're alone. So trust each other, respect each other, and most importantly, the school slogan is something that's going to stay with you your entire life. Be here, be ready, be respectful. That's something that you can take in the social settings, academic settings, or your career. If you're here, respectful, and ready, then those are things that can benefit you in a good way going forward. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get into some of the second step lessons. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, students. I'm going to go back real quick and discuss my background. Um, Previously, I was at Niagara Falls, because it's such a just powerful source of energy. That water, that hydro water, is such a powerful source. It was an amazing scene. And so I'm trying to cover up something that doesn't give away where I'm at now, or where I want to go. A place it's in America. It's within driving distance technically, but you can see how small this person is compared to these trees. And this is in California. There's a couple spots where they have these redwood trees. I believe they're sequoia trees, but they're just massive. They're 3,000 years old. They've been growing in this region just for the longest of time. So it's an amazing sight to see. I've never seen it in person, but I oftentimes get caught up watching YouTube or looking at pictures of them as a place I want to go, because to see something sustained for so long, they had to have support in order to grow. And you see, if you have support and you're around, look how high you can grow and how big you can be. So that's something to relate to the lesson. But let me share my screen now, and we'll get into our lesson of common types of bullying. And you'll see, and you probably already know, there's a lot of different kinds of bullying. We're going to focus on some of the major ones here. But so I'm going to start the lesson and talk, and teachers, feel free to pause whenever you want, but I'll try to prompt you some good times to have discussions with your class. So in this lesson, we'll learn how to identify different types of in-person bullying. We will touch on some of the other ones as well, but this is how the lesson starts. And teachers, if you have the student handout to go over with students, either individually, they can fill it out, or you can kind of guide them through it. I think that can kind of help, but it can also help you with some discussion questions as well. So during this unit, the first thing we want to do is follow our class norms. So teacher, this is a good time to go over these next 2 points with your class, and also any other norms you have. But respecting the privacy of others is at the forefront. Students, we really want y'all to share and have discussions with each other. Talk with the teacher and with your classmates virtually, or however we come back in person next week. But when someone shares a story, whether it was directly with them or maybe with their friends, you know, if you share a story about other people, maybe not use their names. We want to keep privacy. But even beyond that, if someone's sharing a story, we want them to feel respected and supported by their classmates. So if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. That's a great rule to live by. But we want, you know, we can't have an environment where there's negativity in the air. So respect your fellow classmates and give them the time to talk. And if you need help or want to talk, you can contact a school counselor or another adult you trust in the school. And I will say the counselors are here at Griffin, me included, your sixth grade counselor, to talk through and, you know, make sense of some of the things that might be happening to you or to your friends. Because this can be a very difficult time in middle school, especially if you're maybe experiencing some of this bullying. And we can help talk through some of that. So some more norms that are on here. Show respect for others is the biggest one. That needs to be a life philosophy. So use I statements. So I think, I feel, I believe, instead of, you know, saying you're wrong, this is the right way, you can say, well, I think this about it. That way you're not putting someone else down, you're just making your statement. It's a more positive way to make your opinion known. Be kind, give everyone a chance to speak, disagree respectfully, and don't interrupt. Disagree respectfully, all right, you have to take a second to think about what you want to say. And that's, you know, another really big thing you're going to be learning in middle school is thinking before you speak. If you haven't heard already, your brain is still developing the frontal lobe, and that has to do with decision making, all right, and especially responding to others, and doing so and thinking about those words before they come out. We're still working on it, and I know you students are still growing. So that's something that you're going to be working on throughout the years. And we're here to support, and we're here to help you become a more positive, better person, if that's the case. Okay, so warm up. Did I skip one? No, we got that. So warm up. What is happening in this picture? Would you consider this bullying? All right, and you can see the girl kind of giving you a clue of what we're going to get into. She says, not again. And you see one student shoving another. I would hope that everyone in the class has an easy answer, but teachers, if you want to pause to talk about this, maybe walk through some of the situations. If some students have some thoughts, you can discuss for a minute or two. I will continue on to define. So bullying does have a very specific definition, okay? So bullying is intentional physical, verbal, or social aggression. It's often repeated over time and occurs when there's a real or perceived power imbalance. Okay, now there's a few important words throughout that definition, and one of them is repeated. Okay, when we talk about bullying, repeated goes right along with it. If it's happening multiple times a day or multiple times a week, that's repeated. And if it's targeted aggressive behavior, then it is truly bullying. Now, we often see times kids being mean or rude to each other, and we want to address those situations as well, but they might be categorized as something other than bullying, teasing, horseplay. But both of them, all of them, are things we want to avoid, and things we really hope to flip the script for you students to maybe, instead of making the easy joke about someone's new haircut or someone's clothes, all right, we kind of either, golden rule, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, or we move on, move past it, or maybe we just try to reach out and talk to that person instead. A more positive vibes movement is something that your teachers and myself are challenging you to uphold. It's a big challenge, but we believe that this generation can change the script in society to a more positive one. All right, so let's keep going. So teachers, I'll read this, but I'll let you go through this with each of them. You'll scroll over the dot and then you'll be able to click it and it'll kind of go over it, and hopefully your students have some discussion about it. So there's 3 types of bullying. Do you recognize these common types of bullying? So maybe the students can guess them before, and then you can click the white dots to find out more. So I'll let you discuss that and then I'll move on. Okay, another one that I will let the teacher work through. If you have second step pulled up, it'd be pretty helpful. So which type of bullying? Decide whether each behavior is physical, verbal, or relational. Okay, so teachers, you can have students write down what they think for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you can kind of go through and check them. I'll let y'all do that, and then I'll kind of move on. Okay, so class discussion. And students, this is where I really want you to respect whoever's speaking, and I really want y'all to speak up because this is going to help us help you. We don't always see what's going on, and I think the most common type of bullying is that relational. And I'll scroll back real quick. Hurting someone's reputation or relationships, such as by excluding them. And the biggest one I think we see in middle school is either snapping or texting or some sort of post or message that is spreading rumors about someone, or kind of gossiping behind someone's back in a negative way, or in a way that, if that person saw it, they would be hurt. And we see that a lot in middle school. And I think, it will happen because that's the way it is, but we're challenging you when something comes up or someone might hurt you, and it's easy to make another comment that's going to hurt them. We're challenging you to take someone else's comment and put it to the side and then create a more positive environment. And that's a hard thing to do because we know there's a lot going on in the world and in your personal lives that kind of lean towards the negative side of things. And so we need to help give you skills to create a more positive environment. And it is hard. It is. Even some adults have issues still responding in a positive way when something's negative. So just some of the simple skills, and we'll go over these in other counseling lessons. I'll either come into the classroom or make a video like this. But if someone's making you angry and they're not being positive, but you don't, and you want to take the challenge and really not feed into it, the best thing to do is walk away. Truly, it's to walk away. You make one little comment such as, I'm not doing this, or I don't want to engage with you, or I don't want to talk to you. That's the easiest one. I don't want to talk to you, and you turn and walk away. And then maybe focus on your breathing. All right. I know 6th grade, sometimes we don't buy into breathing, but I promise you, and we have hundreds of examples from LeBron James to Justin Bieber. You can find clips of them talking about how important, when you're stressed or in a tough environment, negative environment, how important it is to focus on your breathing by taking deep breaths. It's proven through all the different meditation techniques, all the different, like I said, athletes, superstars, singers that are in stressful environments, it's proven that breathing can lower your heart rate and bring you back down to a calm space. So I do challenge you to kind of try that sometimes, but walking away is a good one. Breathing's a good one. Um, you got to find what works for you. I know some students aren't going to be able to do the breathing. It's just not going to work for them. So, sometimes pinching your fingers together and going through each one can kind of help bring you back down to a space where you're not going to say something you might regret. And that's what happens when we're really angry. We respond and say things that can be hurtful. And then we regret them or it escalates the situation. So that was a little bit of a ramble, but I wanted to give you all just a little bit of help and a little bit of skills for when tough situations do come up. That, those are some of the top ones, the most common ones, but we have a lot more because every single one of you are different. Every single one of you are going to need a different kind of coping skill. So if you're struggling with anger or you're struggling with some, negativity, schedule an appointment. You can go to your homeroom. I'm a co-teacher. Click my name, email me, or blog, and you can fill out an appointment to schedule with me, and we can go over some more skills, and we can kind of try and help you get through some of those difficult thoughts and situations. Anyways, back to the lesson, class discussion. What type of bullying do you think is most difficult to recognize and why? Teachers, I would love to hear some feedback on this discussion, but you can pause me. Okay. I would like to make a quick comment on this. I think most of your discussion might have been when it comes to the social, whether it's on the phone or actually on a social media app. I think that's the most difficult one to recognize and why, because we don't see it. We don't see it in school. We don't see it, as your counselor, as your teacher. We don't get to see that. That's really only for you to see. Now, sometimes we do get students that share those messages with us because they're concerned about a friend or something's going on. But we don't often see those. It's super easy to see a kid in a hallway pushing someone into a locker. We have cameras in the school, teachers in the hallways. That one's easy to see, but I think it's real difficult when someone is, trolling or sending messages through social that it's kind of hard to trace, that are making fun or saying mean things to someone. And those really, really do hurt. And that's part of the younger generations that's part of that negative environment, is that trolling and, saying mean things behind a keyboard that's, easy to get away with. And those are the ones that we're challenging you to kind of flip the script with, and do something that, that can change the world. To be honest with you, students, you can change the world by changing your mind and being more positive. All right, wrap up. Again, we need to hear from you, students. We need to hear from you. Do you think bullying is a serious problem in our school community? Why or why not? So please make your voices heard. This is a chance to speak out. This is a chance, to get it out there and help us see what's going on in our community. So please share with your teachers, respect one another. You can pause me. All right. Thank you all for listening Tuesday afternoon. I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. I think I'm going to see some of y'all tonight as we have one of our open houses for face-to-face students. This is our last week before big change next week. All right. Big changes are coming next week, but we're going to be able to keep it consistent with the classes. It's going to be a good change. I promise you it's going to be good. We're going to get back on track. We're going to get some of you in the building. We're going to start having some fun, and we're going to continue learning. Just remember to be here, be ready, be respectful. And if y'all need anything at all, make sure you find a way to contact me. All right. And if you don't know how, ask your teachers and they'll definitely help you. All right. Hope you have a good afternoon. We'll see you later.